The first point I'd like to say about Sam's good interview was he was well researched. The fact that he came to the interview with notes and asked the interview panel whether he could use those notes showed that he'd done some research and had actually thought about the position that he was applying for. I think that's a very good tip. I also could see within his response that he had done some research on the graduate program. But what I think you also need to do within that question is just to elaborate a little bit more about what the program actually is. So if they're having rotations through the different areas during that year on the graduate program, just mention that, and then mention the areas that you're particularly interested in, because they are looking for normally a certain number of people to sit in HR, or a certain number of people in marketing, or a certain number of people in finance, and if they know that's something that you're really interested, that will earmark you for further down the track for any opportunities that will come through.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. But just to grooming and the like, Sam was immaculately dressed, he was shaved for the gents. Phone was not a distraction in his good interview, very firm handshake, great eye contact, and to reiterate what Lisa was mentioning, well researched into the organisation, what the program was about, and did give some great real world examples of what he's done through both his obviously studies and previous work during that time as well. So no, well done Sam, absolutely.
And he was also prepared to the extent that we did go further than the standard question. We probed a little bit further and he came back with some really good responses to that as well. So always be aware that people may ask you follow-up questions just to get a little bit more information from you. That's not because they're trying to trip you up. It is because they just want you to give the best example that you possibly can and represent yourself in the best light that you possibly can.
That's it.
Interviews are not to set you up to fail. Interviews are about trying to get you to give as much information as you can. And one thing that made me smile in Sam's good interview was, I don't like to brag about myself. Well, that's what this interview is about. Or that's what interviews are for. Interviews are for you to sell yourself to the interviewees, so feel free to talk about how good you really are without exaggerating.
That's right, absolutely. Yeah, thank you.